They called it freedom. Be your own boss, set your own hours, work when you want, how you want. But behind the slick branding and smiling drivers, the gig economy created something far less liberating. It created a new working class, one without stability, rights, or a safety net. This is the lie of flexibility, and it's trapping millions of people in a cycle of hustle, debt, and digital control. Gig work exploded with the rise of apps like Uber, DoorDash, Instacart, and TaskRabbit. But these platforms didn't invent labor. They reinvented how it was labeled. Because if they called their workers employees, they'd have to offer benefits, healthcare, overtime, job protections. So they called them independent contractors instead. People who technically work for themselves, except they don't. Most gig workers can't set their rates. They don't control who gets assigned what jobs. And they're often penalized by the algorithm for refusing or cancelling tasks. That's not independence. That's management disguised as freedom. The entire model is built to benefit the platform, not the worker. Every delivery, every ride, every errand completed means more data collected, and more data means more optimization. For the company, not for the people driving their profits. Apps track your location, monitor your behavior, even grade your performance using star ratings and hidden metrics. You can be deactivated without warning. No due process, no human review. Imagine losing your income because a stranger gave you 3 stars instead of 5. That's not entrepreneurship, that's algorithmic control. And yet, millions rely on these platforms to survive. Not as a side hustle, but as their primary income. They work 10, 12, 14-hour days just to make ends meet. No minimum wage, no insurance, no sick leave. All risk, no reward. Gig workers absorb the cost of everything. The car, the gas, the phone, the wear and tear. When inflation hits or tips disappear, it's the worker who takes the hit. The company still gets its cut. This isn't innovation, it's exploitation with an app interface. The injustice runs deeper when you look at who fills these jobs. Low-income communities, immigrants, people of colour. In major cities, gig platforms rely on the economic desperation of marginalised people, while the executives rake in billions. Uber was once valued at over $80 billion. Meanwhile, the average driver makes less than minimum wage after expenses. That's not a glitch. That's the business model. And yet, social media has helped glamorize this lifestyle. We've all seen the TikToks, a day in the life of a DoorDash driver, tips and tricks for maximizing your gig income. Hustle culture disguised as freedom, but they rarely show the burnout, the anxiety, the exhaustion of driving hours with no guarantees. Even worse, these platforms use gig workers as their marketing. They promote stories of someone who paid off debt or bought a house, as if these are typical outcomes, not rare exceptions. It's the same narrative as the self-made millionaire, just in delivery uniform, and the language they use matters. Partner instead of employee, opportunity instead of exploitation. It's all designed to avoid accountability. If you fail, it's your fault. If you get sick, too bad. If the app glitches or demand crashes, you're on your own. Some people argue, well, no one's forcing you to do gig work, but that ignores the reality. When wages are stagnant, housing is unaffordable, and traditional jobs are drying up, gig work becomes the only option. It's not about freedom, it's about survival. The rise of gig work didn't happen in a vacuum. It filled the cracks left by decades of labour deregulation, union busting, and rising precarity. As traditional jobs became harder to find, especially for black, brown, undocumented, and working-class communities, platform work was sold as a solution. But really, it was a symptom. Politicians praised the entrepreneurial spirit. Investors called it disruption, and tech companies lobbied hard to keep it that way. In places like California, they spent over $200 million on Prop 22, a ballot measure that let them keep classifying drivers as independent contractors. Not because it was better for workers, but because it was cheaper for them. And the consequences are real. Gig workers are more likely to lack health insurance. They're more likely to experience wage theft, burnout, and economic instability. They're more vulnerable to sudden income loss and have little legal recourse when it happens. Even the tech behind it all, the algorithms, are protected as trade secrets. That means workers can't see how they're being evaluated, ranked, or punished. It's like working for a boss you never meet, who never explains the rules, and who can fire you with the push of a button. Some workers are pushing back. In New York City, delivery drivers organised and won access to restrooms and minimum pay standards. In Europe, courts have started ruling that many gig workers are, in fact, employees. And across the world, grassroots labour movements are demanding something basic: dignity. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just about wages. It's about power, about who controls the conditions of work and who gets to opt out. Because for the people who fund these companies, gig work is optional. For the people who depend on them, it's a lifeline. A rigged one. Social media plays a strange double role in all this. On one hand, it's where workers organise, share stories, and call out injustice. It's how awareness spreads and pressure builds. But on the other hand, it's where exploitation gets repackaged as inspiration, where suffering is filtered through aesthetics, where the grind becomes content, and where a system built on disposability is masked by the language of hustle. You see it in YouTube vlogs, 12-hour Uber shifts edited like a motivational montage.
What's the day? Damn, I never know the day. I never know the day. It's Sunday. Putting it in, y'all. Putting it in. We're starting today at 11:30. We already got an order for 7-Eleven to pick up some alcohol. Guys, we're starting out already. Guys, just start.
You see it in TikToks romanticizing late-night deliveries.
All right, it's 9:45 and we need to start dashing. Dashing with D. Are we doing it or no? I'm prepared to make $100 tonight. We got to make up from yesterday. Third order from Subway, y'all. A $20 tip. What?
But you don't see the panic when the rent's due. You don't see the exhaustion or the algorithmic manipulation behind the scenes. And maybe that's the point. The gig economy thrives on invisibility. It hides the true cost of convenience. So when you order food, or take a ride, or schedule a TaskRabbit, you're not supposed to think about the human behind the app. You're supposed to see a service, not a worker. An icon, not a person. But every order is a labor transaction, and behind every 5-star rating is someone trying to survive in a system that was never built for them to win. The future of work shouldn't look like this. It shouldn't mean gambling with your health, your income, or your time. It shouldn't mean being managed by an app that doesn't answer when you need help. And it shouldn't mean calling that freedom, because real freedom doesn't come from flexibility. It comes from security, from rights, from being seen, not just as a data point, but as a human being.